Well, my voice is still pretty bad today, and I'm struggling with the remnants of a very bad cold. But thank you for joining me. You got the RV Wingman here, and welcome back to my virtual campfire, where I like to pontificate a bit and hopefully give you some things to think about. Today, I'm going to talk about sports, but hang on, it's just as a a metaphor for life. So please bear with me. I also want to remind you that if you're in the market to buy or sell an RV, consider contacting the RV dealers I trust. These are some of America's most trusted RV dealers. They really are. And I firmly believe that you can trust them like I do. A link is in the description down below, or you can grab your camera and shoot the QR code that's on the screen. But let's go ahead and jump right in. If you're a fan of college football, especially if you're a Texas fan, you may not like some of what I'm about to say. I respectfully ask that you hear me out. This isn't about who won or lost that big game between Georgia and Texas. My point is about something a whole lot deeper. I'm going to explain. So please feel free to share your thoughts, even if they differ from mine. I really do welcome all perspectives. So a little bit over a week ago, I guess 10 days ago now, I saw something that really stood out to me. Texas, who was the number one football team in the nation, got creamed by Georgia, who is ranked number 5. Now, I am not a huge football fan, but I do enjoy watching from time to time. And besides the absolute beating that Georgia was giving Texas, there was something else that caught my attention, something that screamed out to me. It was kind of a tell, like in poker when you pick up on a sign of what somebody else is holding. That's the kind of tell I'm talking about in that game, and it wasn't pretty. It was somewhat understandable in a way. I mean, Texas was getting destroyed, and catching up did seem impossible. But that's where my focus really shifted to Texas's quarterback. You might say, well, sometimes teams forget to show up. Sometimes even the best teams get beat, and that is true. But when a team is getting drummed, isn't the mark of a champion it's not whether they're winning or losing, it's whether they act like a champion. Now, I'm talking not about the scoreboard, not who's leading on the scoreboard, but the true essence of a champion, somebody who faces frustration head on, who performs under pressure, who keeps fighting even when all hope seems lost. That is the warrior spirit that I'm talking about. By the time a young man is playing college football, you got to know he has had a lot of experiences and disappointments. No one wins all the time. Even the greatest players, the best teams occasionally get creamed. I think it's one of the best things about sports. It teaches sportsmanship. And being a good sport means giving everything you have, staying focused on the game, adapting to the situation, and putting your personal feelings aside. So here's what set me off. It's the fourth quarter, and it ain't looking good for Texas. Not good. Hang on. When Georgia had the ball, the camera cuts to the Texas sideline and showed the Texas quarterback, their leader, crying on the bench, crying. I mean, real tears running down his face. I thought to myself, this can't be the leader of the number one team in college football, crying when there was time left in the game, when there were still opportunities, when his team was counting on him to step up and lead. No, he was crying. That was the moment that I knew that Texas had made a big mistake in choosing this man as their leader. Yep, I'm sure he can throw the ball better than most, but when he faced pressure, and pressure really mounted, he crumbled. And that tells me everything I need to know about a person, how they react under pressure. I mean, life is hard. It is. No matter how well prepared you are, life is going to punch you in the face. Sports is a metaphor for life. The great teams, those that stand the test of time, have great leaders. Not perfect ones, but leaders who would never cry when the battle is still raging. Never. I've heard that heroes are born when circumstances present themselves. You can train a Marine to handle pressure, but when the bullets start flying, the real heroes, the real hero Marines, step up, and they do. Mike Tyson said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. And it's true. I'm not trying to psychoanalyze anybody here, I promise, and I'm not trying to be ugly, but when I look at a leader, whether it's a quarterback or a political figure like Donald Trump, I want someone who's special, someone who puts themselves out there and leads. They may not be perfect, they're not, but you know exactly who they are. When I look at the choices we have for the upcoming election, there is no doubt in my mind who the true leader is, who has the warrior spirit, and who will put forth every ounce of effort to help this country. I mean, who else could take a bullet and stand up and go, fight, fight, fight? Now, going back to football for a sec, another question. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, when these young men are no longer playing football and they're just, living their ordinary lives, when things inevitably hit the fan, as they do for all of us, who would you rather have leading your team? Who? The one who breaks down under pressure, or the one who's going to fight through and keeps their head together and finds a way forward no matter what the odds? To me, that is the real question. Leadership transcends the game. It's about character in life's toughest moments. Again, some of my some of the things I've been saying here, I hope connect with you. And if nothing else, it gives you some pause and a few minutes to think about true leadership. It's got to be a lonely place to be, right there on the head of the spear. And when times get tough, I, for one, want a leader who will fight their guts out in spite of the scoreboard for some other people who they believe are worth fighting for, what they believe in. Thanks for watching, everybody. I do appreciate it, and I realize that this is not your typical RVing YouTube channel. And guess what? It ain't never going to be, but it will be a channel where you can sit around with me and we can hopefully visit in the spirit of friendship about all kinds of things. I do hope you'll hit the like button, the subscribe buttons, and make sure you turn your notifications to all. And I'll see you in the next video. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. So long for now.